My name is and I'm going to talk about worms and insects problem and evaluate the environmental performance of timber and grass on these problems. I will first talk about timber. There are over 400,000 species of insects post-right to the healthy structure of timbers all over the world. I classify three main kinds of insects which are most destructive and commonly found in the world. The first one is timber worms, and the second one is the dead bush beetles, and the third one is the termites, which is also called white ants. Here are some background information on the living environment of those insects. Timber worms and dead bush beetles tend to live in temperate areas, and they like decayed portions of trees. This is their natural habitat. And their major supply are the starch and free sugars in the cell contents and hemicellulose on the cell wall. While termites love to live in subtropical and tropical regions. There are two major groups of termites, which are subterranean termites and drywood termites. Termites are fed by starch and nutrients stored in timber mainly. I'll talk about the symptoms of timber deterioration next. The first one is the price hole. In the photo, the black hole is the price hole. It is a hole drilled by timber worms or borers which are at their level stages, which means that when they are in caterpillar stages. The diameter of the hole is a bit larger or longer than the insect itself. The size of the price holes vary with different species of insects, and research found that in warmer regions they are usually larger. And some researchers claim that larger hole, we will call it a shot hole, and with a smaller hole, we call it a peephole. The second symptom is the borders. It can be considered as a byproduct of price holes, since it is the residue of price hole drilling by insects. Timber worms or borers chew wood particles and produce some lemon-shaped fecal pellets, and the mixture of them is called borders. While sometimes price holes are too small for us to discover, especially those peepholes, therefore borders is a more obvious indicator of timber deterioration. The color of it can be used for identifying whether the timber deterioration is a recent one. With the bright color represents recent timber deterioration, generally within 2 years, and the dark color represents old infestation. In the photo, this is the bright color borders, and this is the dark color of borders. Mound of dust is a symptom of termite attack mainly. Since termite attacks often start from underground and the attack only hollow out the internal structure of timber, surface deterioration is usually absent for termites attack at the very beginning. Therefore, mounds of dust could be the only evidence that shows termite attacks in the early stage. And this is the mound of dust produced by termite attack. When termites pass through the exit hole or take out hole to go home. Next, I will talk about the protective measures for timber worm and death watch beetles. The first one is spray and injection treatment. It means applying insecticides directly on the threshold or some infected areas. Research found that there are some skills on spraying those insecticides, which spray insecticides between 30 centimeters so as to remain maximum inside the timber surface, and also lower the pressure to boost up the effectiveness of spray treatments. Secondly is the fogging treatment. Apart from using spray treatment, there will be some blind spot that spray treatment cannot treat, and especially those in accessible and extensive deteriorated space. Therefore, fogging treatment is introduced. The advantage of fogging treatment is that it can enter in accessible places that spraying treatment cannot enter, and it can also kill eggs of the pests before hatching. However, it has some limitations, and the major one is that the concentration of fog is very hard to monitor. It depends with the environmental and general atmosphere. The third one is the temperature sterilization. We can carry out temperature sterilization either by freezing or heating. It can be considered as a comprehensive pest killing method. The effectiveness is correspond to the number of cycle carried out, and cycle means that here is an example of a cycle. Freezing cycle first. Freezing cycle means we should place the materials at room temperature to elevate pests in the very beginning, and then we should cover the materials with silica gel and wrap up by polythene. The function of silica gel is to absorb moisture and favor air circulation to speed up the whole process. Materials are then kept at negative 30 degrees Celsius or below for about 48 hours, and finally it was left at room temperature for another 8 hours. So the whole cycle lasts for 56 hours. Similarly, heating cycle, the materials should be placed at room temperature at the very beginning. Then the material should be heated up to 55 degrees Celsius and lower to room temperature immediately within 18 hours. The word immediacy is very important in here, since temperature of timber should not exceed 50 degrees Celsius. If the temperature has exceeded 55 degrees Celsius, the internal structure of timber may break down and the material will eventually shrink, break, or crack. The fourth one is the fumigation. The aim of fumigation is to suffocate a poison pest within a certain area by filling an enclosed area with pesticides or poison gases. It is very commonly applied on portable wood-made objects. Some example of gas fumigation is the carbon dioxide and nitrogen, which damage the central nervous system of the pest and suffocate pests. The limitation is that it may also damage the organic structure inside the timber. Therefore, it is commonly applied on portable wood-made objects only. Okay, termites. I will quickly go through it. And the protective measures are mainly construction-based. According to this researcher, we should strike proper construction design, including providing chemical barriers at ground level. And here is the general guideline provided by him. The next one is the borate food treatment. It's similar to the pesticide spraying treatment. However, the mixture of sodium borate and H2O is formed to a kind of plane and coat all the woods inside the buildings. While we can't paint the joints of the building when the whole building is constructed, this should be carried out before commencing construction. And in other words, it's a very effective precautionary measures. So next I will talk about grasses. Since organic matters are absent in the structure of grasses, and while grass only consists of silica and oxygen mainly, therefore we can conclude that grasses can be concluded to be pest-proof in general. Here is our conclusion, a table showing all our comments in the previous slides. That timber is vulnerable to insect attack while grasses will not. Okay, thank you. Here is our reference list.